you.
That's the most bizarre interview I've ever done in my life.
Oh, it's not even done, bud.
No, it's just going to be straightforward.
First of all, get your own mic.
Oh, so get out of there.
You already use that mic.
No, this is my mic. It's company mic. It's got the company stamp on it. Everybody knows what you look like. Who invented it?
We all did. It was a conceptual thing that all of us felt a part of early in the day, and we wouldn't have done it, and no one would have took the face that they wear if it did not feel that personal to them. I mean, we're probably revealing a lot more than you might think by wearing this shit, you know? Trust me. But it's not necessarily a very healthy mental thing.
I would think not. But it's quite pretty, though. It looks good.
Thank you. It really isn't, because it's full of poop that I haven't washed.
Really?
I'm in a special place every day, my friend.
Poop! Poop! The man is full of poop. He said it, I didn't. Remember you saying.
I challenge any band. I challenge Korn to play Surfacing. That's my new challenge. Limp Bizkit and Korn, I'd like to see them play Surfacing. Try that one out.
You know something? I'm convinced you're the envelope. But I'm also convinced you're one of the most exciting acts in the world.
Oh, thanks, man.
I mean, live, you are just mind-blowing.
Thank you.
And this live and this close,
tonight?
you are... Yeah, I'm going to... If your manager lets me go on stage...
No, you're there. If you want to be there...
I want to be there.
You support... Hey, how can you understand your child unless you understand what your child's listened to?
I do.
So I would be honored if you would stand on the stage and see what your kid is into. That would make me... I'm a father, too.
Okay.
So that would make me very happy if you would stand on the stage.
That would make her really happy as well.
Please do it,
And
please.
horrendously jealous.
I would be honored.
Slipknot, we thank you.
Hey, bud, thanks for the kind words.
Pleasure. And I mean
Thank
it.
you.
Live, sensational. On
Germany
record,
rules.
good. And I think the next album, blinding. This is what they are on stage. Slipknot on VH1. Help!
Yep. Yeah.
Now, one question, why do people equal shit, and do all people equal shit?
You know, like, this planet was fine before we arrived, you know? I mean, and not necessarily our intentions or anything like that, you know, that people, like, destroy the planet or anything like that. We're not, like, activists like that whatsoever, but it's, you know, when we were forming the band, you know, like, it was, like, constant, like, pushed aside, no one wanted to listen to us for, like, trying to actually make a positive music scene where we were from. So we kind of adopted that moniker, and when I went out on tour, I realized how much more that moniker means, you know, stays true. Yeah. You know, with these, you know, there's so many, you know, money-hungry, greedy people, especially in, like, this industry, and, like, you know, everyone's got the thing in their life that, you know, makes them kind of like, you know, not necessarily, everyone's got the evil side, you know what I mean, and the shit doesn't necessarily have to be that word, right. You know what I mean? So. It's a moniker, and I think when those people chant those songs back to us, like the first song we're playing tonight is People Equal Shit. Right. It's more like everyone has, like, those type of things, like, in their life that they want to retaliate against, so that's where that phrase comes in. You got those people that you probably feel that way about, and that's why we have that type of phrase, because we're the perfect band to, like, make sure that stands out correctly, that moniker.
Slipknot! Slipknot! Come on now! They're here! Here!
Maggots. Awesome.
Andrew, I can't talk.
What have these guys got to look forward to tonight's gig?
Well, I think that says it for itself. Of probably some of the craziest fans we've seen so far here. Those guys are insane.
Rockin'.
Fuck yeah.
This is cool.
Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah. I was just wondering if Slipknot will ever take their masks off.
I don't think that right now that the fans want to see us any other way. And the reason that we wear these whole things, I mean, these kids have identified with it. So right now, I don't see that we'll be taking them off anytime in the future, even remotely. So no.
Thanks for your call, Mark.
But thank you for the call.
Thanks, Mark.
It's a good night.
You need some more espresso shots like me. I'm fucking tweaking, dude. I got like 8 in me. Alright, yeah! You motherfuckers! Passed out in the fucking green room! I wanna send this fucking rap out to all the motherfuckers that passed out too early!
And if I mess up, I'm only doing this out of appreciation for all of you for being a part of my life and like great fans, some of the best in the world. And thank you for welcoming us to your beautiful country.
Excited?
Tonight is so bad I can barely hear shit. Well, can I say shit? Yeah. I just said it, so shit again.
She got me, man. Look at the 2 bites. Damn, man, what's your problem? Hello! Holy shit, so fast! Dude, she's going. Oh my god, dude.
It's hot though, dude. That looks sexy.
Did you say that looks sexy?
Yeah, that.
First of all, we noticed in your bio it said that you went through some lineup changes in the early days. How long did it take you to settle on the current lineup, and who initially started the band?
Sean and the bass player Paul initially started the band. I came and checked them out. When they initially accepted me into the band, I had some ideas that I brought into the people I wanted to add. Just recently, like a few months ago, we just replaced another guitar player. So it's been such an evolution on creating this monster that we've had that it's taken a long time to actually, get everyone set in stone, because there's 9 guys. The fact is that, some people, even though they're our bros, didn't want to deal with the touring. Since we've all known each other like 10 years prior to even starting the band, it's been really easy to pick who we wanted in the band and whatnot. It's been really easy. We've never had any problems.
Okay. And who came up with the name, and what does it mean to you?
Naming the band, I came up with the name for the band, and basically we don't look at Slipknot as what a definition of one is. We look at it as that's what our music is, that's the moniker that we have. I mean, it's a short word, it's easy, it sounds cool, it's 2 syllables, we got a logo that's pretty defined. All we want it to be is like whatever you take out of it, we want to have a moniker that's really easy for people to remember, so when they hear the band and they see them, when they see the band and they hear the music, that's easily recognizable as one thing as Slipknot.
Okay. So that kind of goes into the next question. And do some of the members contribute more to writing than others, or is it?
I'd say it's pretty equal. I mean, there's people that come up with ideas and stuff, but I mean, if it wasn't for everyone there to play the fucking part and execute it right, then I mean, fuck, I mean, everyone's just as important as everyone. It just has to be like that. Can't get in the way of egos right now.
Well, like you said, there's the root, and then the other members expand on the root that is set down.
We have out of a 9-piece band, we got 6 people that can play guitar and write riffs.
Oh shit. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Everybody.
So not just the guitarist.
Yeah,
no,
I
play guitar.
Guitar was my first instrument.
Oh shit. Okay.
And he gets up all the time. I'm not going to name any songs in particular unless he wants to, but we have plenty of songs where he's gotten up and written the main riff. And then you got the guitar players of the band who, they're schooled, studied fucking guitar players. They're putting the real shit into it. They come straight from his house. He'll be laying in bed, all of a sudden wake up, one hand on his dick and fucking answering machine, playing a riff. You know what I'm saying? It's always Slipknot all the time. Cool. And you think about that, even the sampler, this is where you were saying everybody contributes. Yeah, he might just push buttons or something, but an 808 really can inspire everybody on the stage.
Right.
If there's that crucial moment where it can just be, boom, boom, it's already, wow, now we're going into this, so, everything's important, even if it's a fucking...
We are bringing something very fresh, new, and inventive to the world of heavy, metal.
Driving. Real.
Mind-rendering fucking tattered and torn experience.
On your face.
Ferocious insanity.
Brutal.
It can be beautiful, it can be sick, and it can be disgusting.
Pissed. Angry.
I'm not about being fucking responsible in this band. No one fucking is. We're responsible with ourselves and we're responsible to our fans. But we don't want to fucking send out a positive message or this is the way you need to fucking live your life or this is the way you need to fucking do things because this is fucking heavy, aggressive, pissed off fucking music and it doesn't need to be responsible and I'm not going to fucking be responsible because it's not supposed to be like that.
Come backstage, you're going to hang with us. He's going to give you that mask off. What's up, man? Thanks, man. This.
Joey, maybe you just on the...
I'll see you backstage.
There you go, dude. Thanks a lot.
Fucking kick ass.
I know. Oh, actually, I do. See you guys soon, right? Yeah.
We just had an in-store signing. You're coming to me for signing stuff? Crazy. Yeah, I got a fan dude.
I couldn't hold on to that. Cigarette? Thanks. She's hot, you're right. That's how we do that. Just been doing what? Oh, we just fucking killed the chick. Set her on fire. Done with it.
Welcome to my music. I'm with two members of Slipknot, Joey and the Clown. Hello, boys.
Hey. Hello.
Hey. So,
She's shaking.
Am I shaking?
Yeah.
My ears are shaking. I'm very excited to see you, or not see you.
Yeah.
As it were. So when you
She's
all
nervous.
came together, you were all in different metal bands beforehand. What was your musical vision for Slipknot? What did you want to create?
Basically, all we wanted to do was get away from the preconceived notions of what a band should be and create something that basically is avoid music today. Like, our fan base is the sickest fan base I've ever seen out of any band. I could put myself out of the band and look at it like I'm just looking at it like I was a fan. And I cannot believe the fans that we have. They are the most amazing. They are the most amazing people I've ever seen.
Okay, we've got a close-up of the fans right now, right?
We gotta all make noise.
You find that, like, there's a sort of anonymous aspect of having a mask on?
Well,
or is it like that you can be more of yourself, like an unedited?
We don't have identity crisis.
Yeah.
You know? We don't want to have, you know, we have nothing in common with bands that have identity crisis. Basically, like, shielding ourselves and making sure that all that bad influence is completely removed.
Yeah.
The music will only get heavier, it will only get sicker, get more nihilistic and apocalyptic with each album we do.
Is it really crusty inside your masks?
Uh-huh.
On surfacing, you've got this kind of like really anthemic chorus that says, and I have to substitute.
Oh, go ahead and
I have
say
to substitute the word because this is family viewing, but I'll substitute the word freak for the other word that everybody all knows. But it says, freak it all, freak the world, freak everything that you stand for, don't belong, don't exist, don't give a crap, don't ever judge me. Why do you need to break it all down? Why do you have to break, like, what's the purpose?
Why don't you break it all down?
Yeah.
Say it the way it is. Why hide behind it? Why try and like make things seem like what they're not? If you touch into that, if you tap into that realm, and you're completely honest with yourself, and you're completely honest with the people that you're playing for, all the pain and all the suffering that you have within the soul, like, disappears, and you liberate yourself.
Yeah.
And you become one with being an individual, and you then do not care.
So you have to do that.
You then
have
do
to
not
address
care.
it all.
That's why I do
You did
that
not
kind of
care.
stuff all the time.
You don't have to care
Give me
about
a hug.
that
Come on. One more time. Yeah, we love that, Steve.
Does it feel good? Why
It does.
does
You
it
don't
feel
even
good?
feel it. That's nothing.
Go ballistic. What is it? What's the purpose of it? It's just like to wipe the slate clean?
Well, it's not really any sort of purpose. It's just being caught up in the moment. Like he says, or I said in interviews before, or whenever, we make peace with ourselves before we go out and play for these kids and like literally kill ourselves on stage. I mean, I'm dying right now.
Like, how far will it go, though? Like, in terms of, like, would you die for your art?
Yeah. What are you talking about? Like I said, we make peace with her. You know, we go out every night, and I know that there is a possibility that I could die. He has broken a pipe over a keg, like a huge, like, copper tubing pipe, which is probably like 3 inches thick. Broken it in half. It's flipped up and cut my whole scalp right open. Split my head right open.
Whoa. And what would be a really big message that you want to impart to your fans?
The fact that they go out and they wear the attitude on their sleeve, which we represent, is the most humbling and, like, liberating thing we could ever have. I love every one of them so much. I mean, I'll do anything for them anytime.
Okay, well, you take care of yourselves, hey?
I heard that you have been in Finland already a couple of days, so what have you been doing?
We've been
drinking. No, I don't know. Drinking at the bar. That's all I've been doing.
Well, we practiced yesterday and, you know, warmed up the set and, you know, made sure everything was ready to go for the show tonight and we're in shape and just been chilling out and enjoying the country.
So is everything ready now for the show?
Oh, yeah, dude.
It's on. Are you going to go?
Sure.
Okay, right on. That's all that matters. Yeah, it'll be good.
Okay. So how was it to meet all these Finnish fans here?
Cool.
Yeah, it was awesome. We had a good time. There's a lot of people here.
Yeah, we were surprised how many people were actually here. I was like, what the hell? It was cool, man.
Very fun.
So do you usually like doing this kind of in-store sessions?
Yeah, I like to be able to meet everybody who likes the band, you know, I guess. So yeah, that's not bad. I like playing better though.
It's cool to meet the fans one-on-one because sometimes we can't really do that, you know, all the time like after the show. So this is a good chance. I'd love to do one of these every time we get to play a show. So I'm just glad. You know, we've never been to Finland, so it's cool to get to meet the fans and play a show tonight in uncharted territory. And can't wait to play, man. It's gonna be cool.
So what is the most bizarre thing that somebody has brought you to sign?
Brought us to sign? You know, people give us more stuff than there's weird things to say. You know, prosthetic limb. Someone brought like a prosthetic limb one time.
Fake, fake leg and fake arm. But other than that, yeah, that's about it.
You know, they usually just want their CD signed and stuff like that. They usually don't want something weird. You know, they want a token or something. You know, they have to use the leg, so they don't want that.
Okay, I think you had some.
On the foot. Never mind. I'm just kidding.
We don't know what we're talking about. Hey, get that guy out of here. The guy with the nose. Look at the guy with the nose. See? No, I'm not going to sign it. Beat it. Whatever, dude. What?
What?
No.
Fuck you.
Where's Smitty?
Fuck you.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Okay.
There's a crazy fan that wants to do the nose guy. He always follows us around.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey. Okay.
Hey, beat it.
Do you find like you become a different person when you're on the road with Slipknot?
Absolutely. When we're in Slipknot, literally, it's like a cult. And like when we're all together, there's nothing like it. It's really quite odd. It's a real weird transformation. Once we all get in a room together, something odd happens. We have like this deep down like animal inside of each one of us that's, you know, like that none of us can really even explain. You know, we really don't know. It's just something that comes out when all of us get together. It's pretty unreal.
The message that Slipknot kind of puts across to the fans, is it the same one that you know, as 8 years ago, 10 years ago? Are you guys?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, even when we disappeared and everyone wanted to write us off and all the rumors happen, it's like people like want us to implode, want us to fail so bad. But, you know, like the last record, we made every fucking critic eat their words on that. Slipknot's so intense. It's such a fucking monster, man. It's gone to the point that it's bigger than us. We can't even catch up to like what we've created sometimes. It's weird. Like people are like, how do you describe Slipknot in one word? The word hasn't even been. The word doesn't exist in the English language. It's like something you would never know. You will never know what it's actually like until you actually live a day in our shoes. And you know, only the 9 of us know. Even, you know, like the fans know. Mm-hmm. You know, each person that has bought one of our records, because our music is so personal, I have something in common with each one of them. We all sit down with each other, and then it starts happening. Right. Sometimes it might take a week Might take a month
to kind of get it stirred up to that
like,
point.
You know, during the making of Volume 3, it took like 4 months of like nothing happening. Nothing would happen. And then once it starts, once that first thing hits, the ball starts rolling. And then it takes us a while to kind of all come back and like connect sometimes, but the love and the magic will never disappear. Not with us 9. We're the only 9 that can do that, and we're still together.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's another thing, is like all 9 of us are still together. 9 people. 3-piece bands don't even stay together, you know?
Right. Or have the same membership running.
Yeah, so that tells you something right there. There's nothing like being in Slipknot. Not only is the music very hard to play and intense, it's very complicated. Then you got the, you know, the outfits that we wear on top of that. Then the real fucking restrictive pain in the fucking ass with the mask. And then the actual performance of us, you know, that's what's fucking exhausting. Everything else that I've done has been pretty much cake. Slipknot's not a walk in the fucking park. I'd challenge anyone to do what we do, because I don't think they'd last fucking 5 minutes.
Do you think that the masks and the outfits are one of the things that have kept people from taking you guys seriously?
I don't think so, no, because you don't sell as many records as we do if your music sucks. We worked our fucking ass off to get here. This was no free ride, man, whatsoever. So everything that I've wanted to achieve, I have achieved. But since we've climbed those mountains, now Slipknot needs to climb more. We need to find that next dose of energy to put into the next record and even go further. I want to make a bigger record than Volume 3. And I think every one of us does, because we're all back, you know, as brothers, just like, you know, we were like on the first record. It's rekindled itself. The fire is back, you know, it's just there. And, you know, we're taking time off because now we know it's good that we need to take time off and let it go away for a while. Let it you know, kind of settle, you know. Mm-hmm. And then instead of rushing right back and making another record, kind of like we did Iowa, you know, we know that we need to kind of, you know, just, you know, take a little break, and then once we get back together, we'll all be anxious and hungry again, and that's exactly what's going to happen, because I'm already getting to that point.
Right.
I'm already having Slipknot withdrawal bad. The fact that we made it from here with 9 people playing the music that we do, looking like we do, odds stacked against us like tenfold over, man. I would be completely satisfied because, you know, we did it. I do believe that Slipknot has the most intense fans. It's because they believe in us, and they believe, they're so involved with what we're doing. Right. It takes so much time to, you know, see every aspect of what we do. They don't just see like hear the song and like buy the record. I mean, they know every detail. They know shit about us that like I forgot about. You know, it's and they're the most intense, best fans in the world, man. They really are. I know a lot of people say that about their fans, but I truly believe it. I've never seen a more rabid fan base than our crowd, and they're amazing. These people still don't know like who the hell I am around here. They're like, who is that kid? What is he, like the groundskeeper or something? Who is that? They have like no, they're like, who is that kid? That's awesome. But, this is kind of like my office. So I got 2 flags there and some, I don't know. A lot of Slipknot skateboards. That's a puppet there from the Wait and Bleed video that we never released, but you can get on the Disaster Pieces DVD. All these here are from Australia. First record, the DVD, all gold. This one's for Iowa, from Australia. This is the Rolling Stone. Ones when we're on the cover of Rolling Stone for the Iowa record.
Right, 2001.
Yeah, exactly. I think I showed you this, right? One from Robert England. Some movie posters. I spent a lot of, I'm big movie buffs, so I spent a lot of time down here. It's our platinum for Iowa in America. That's the first one we ever got, actually. That's the first plaque that we ever received. That's for gold on the first record and the DVD together. That was the first plaque that we ever got. That's a pretty special one. Yeah. So I put those together, the first two records.
And so these are all just like favorite box sets?
Yeah.
Bands that mean a lot to you?
Yeah. Well, this is the Japan. It's pretty cool. It's like a book. It's like the Japan gold record for in Japan for Iowa. This is basically my kitchen area. Our last record for Australia, a gold record for Subliminal Verses. Nice. It's multi-platinum one, a Disaster Piece DVD here.
And that's when it went like triple platinum, but it's gone past that now, right?
Yeah. Well, so we'll probably get another plaque for that. But this kitchen area.
Are you somebody who likes to cook? Or
No, I can't cook at all.
It's a great space.
I cook with my phone.
The British flag?
Yeah, Joey and Mick can pick some now, too.
And Mick gets one, too. Joey got the Halford DVD, right?
What'd you get, Joey?
R. Kelly DVD. Oh, you got R. Kelly DVD? Oh,
Are you
good.
serious? I got kicked right in the nuts.
So did I. What'd you get?
Oasis.
Oasis.
We use them for beer coasters.
Yeah.
Here. What the heck happened? They didn't make it over from the U.S.?
That really is a box of junk.
That really is.
I got
Right,
R. Kelly and Oasis for Slipknot?
Jeez. Maybe it's his piss video, though.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Yeah.
2 bottles of Grey Goose, a bottle of Jaeger, 2 cases of beer, and 2 Kings of Crown Royal, and Jack Daniels.
It says it was your idea to name the band Slipknot, and without a recording budget, the band's first demo ended up costing $40,000.
Very true. The only thing is, I have to correct, it wasn't my total idea to call the band Slipknot. It was a band discussion, and it was a unified thing. I did suggest it, and it was a conversation between me and Sean Cran. And we were like, because we were originally called the Pale Ones, and then we were called Meld, and then neither one of those names were really working, so we were kind of just spitballing at a band meeting, and it was just a suggestion. So yes, I would say definitely partially true, but without the rest, without Sean Cran's input that we were talking about, because we were together all the time, late night, watching TV and listening to music. So I'd have to credit him as well.
The Slipknot album, you and Ross Robinson mastered the album using only analog equipment.
Very true.
Wow.
100%.
That's gotta be a pain.
Yeah, and what's cool is how we mixed that record. We did it at Indigo Ranch, which is a pretty legendary studio. First Korn record, second Korn record's done there, first Limp Bizkit record's done there. So, in 1998, that was a pretty big deal for us. So when Ross, found us and got us signed and we got our deal with Roadrunner, of course we wanted to do it at Indigo. So when we went there, we did it on an analog board, which it was not automated like we have today.
Right. Yeah.
So when we got finished recording, me and Ross mixed that record. It was literally me and him just crossing arms like this, and we mixed it just by our hands. There was no automation, there was no computers, nothing. So it was just me and Ross crossing arms all the time. So it just turned out killer.
Wow,
yeah.
man.
I mean, the first Slipknot record still, I would say every record holds a huge spot to me, but without that record, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing today. So it's still probably my favorite record of all I've ever done.
And to work with Ross, too.
He's the man.
What an awesome dude he is.
Killer.
I love him.
Following the shocking passing of founding Slipknot bassist Paul Gray on May 24, 2010, it appeared that the members of Slipknot had grown closer together in the wake of such a tragedy. That's why, roughly 3 years later, Slipknot fans were stunned to read the headlines. Joey Jordison was no longer a member of Slipknot. By this time, Joey had become a heavy metal icon, and he was the third person to join Slipknot. His signature drum solos showed him drumming upside down, an incredible feat that would regularly circulate in fan film videos on the internet. Joey's drum solos became a major draw for Slipknot at their live shows, something you truly had to see in person. By this time, he had performed with bands like Metallica, Marilyn Manson, Korn, and many others. The news would shock Slipknot fans, with many wondering how the band would continue without such an important ingredient. The band posted a brief statement on their website on December 12, 2013. Though it was unclear at the time whether Joey had quit the band or Slipknot had fired him, the group wrote to their fans, "To our maggots and fans around the world, it is with great pain but quiet respect that, for personal reasons, Joey Jordison and Slipknot are parting ways. We all wish Joey the best in whatever his future holds. We understand that many of you will want to know how and why this has come to be, and we will do our best to respond to these questions in the near future. It is our love for all of you, as well as for the music we create, that spurs us to continue on and move forward with our plans of releasing new material in the next year. We hope that all of you will come to understand this, and we appreciate you for your continued support while we plan the next phase of the future of Slipknot. Thank you, The Knot." This statement from Slipknot would ultimately lead to more questions from fans than answers. Joey wouldn't respond to news of his departure until about a week later, when he posted the following statement on his Facebook page. "To my fans, friends, and associates, I would like to start the new year by addressing the recent rumors and speculation regarding my departure from Slipknot. I want to make it very clear that I did not quit Slipknot," writing in capital letters. "This band has been my life for the last 18 years, and I would never abandon it or my fans. This news has shocked and blindsided me as much as it has all of you. While there is much more I would like to say, I must remain silent to further details at this time. I would like to thank you all for your unwavering love and support, and wish everyone a very happy and healthy new year." Vocalist Corey Taylor would also address the news in an interview around that time with Minneapolis radio station 93X. He said, "It's still so fresh and there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes that people don't know about, so legally and respectfully, I can't say a lot about it. I can confirm that we have parted ways with Joey, and as soon as we can say something, we will. But we're trying to protect him, trying to protect us, just making sure we do everything right, because that's what we would expect from ourselves and what we would expect from the fans." Then, roughly 3 years later, in an interview with Metal Hammer, Joey Jordison cited a rare neurological disorder called transverse myelitis, which contributed to his playing difficulties in his final years with Slipknot. He also alleged that the band fired him via email, which came as a total surprise. He told Metal Hammer, "No band meeting? None. Anything from management? No, nothing. All I got was a stupid effing email saying I was out of the band that I busted my ass my whole life to effing create. That's exactly what happened, and it was hurtful. I didn't deserve that shit after what I'd done and everything I've been through. They got confused about my health issues, and obviously even I didn't know what it was at first. They thought I was effed up on drugs, which I wasn't at all. I've been through so many things with those guys, and I love them very much. What's hurtful is the way it went down and was not effing right. That's all I want to say. The way they did it was effing cowardly. It was effed up." Since around 2018, very little has been heard musically from Joey Jordison, though he does occasionally post on his Instagram. He's previously stated that he would be open to rejoining Slipknot. He told Metal Hammer, quote, "Honestly, I'm not trying to be dramatic, but if that was brought up, what I'd want to do would be to get together. I'd want to see them, just hug it out and feel that energy that we had when we were effing young and hungry and all that shit. They're my brothers. We'd hug and talk and do shit like we used to do. We used to sit up all night long planning this shit and what we wanted to do. So that's how I'd want to do it. It'd have to be in person. If it happened, that would be effing awesome. But only time will tell. Sadly, it does seem unlikely that Joey will rejoin Slipknot full-time.
You have some really tough years behind you. How you're doing at the moment?
Great. You know, like I'm over here on tour. I couldn't ask for anything more. You know, I still got Vimic going, and you know, new record deal, and you know, doing Sinsanum right now. I'm just glad to be on stage, man. Glad to meet fans every day. You know, every day's a good day above ground, and especially be able to play metal and be able to do your craft and everything. And like, you got to respect that, because it's something that, you know, can be taken away from you, you know, really quick, you know, and a lot of people, you know, wish they could be in your position. So if you disrespect your position that you've been given, you know, that's when the trouble happens. So, but as right now, man, everything's great. So yeah, no complaints.
Maybe it's a weird question, but was it a source of inspiration for you when you reached the bottom?
Absolutely was, because that was the test of like who I am as a person. And you know, being able to get back from that, and the people that supported me, and my trainers, and especially my lady Amanda, you know, got back from it. And also, you know, like when we were doing this Sinsanum record and forming Sinsanum, that was like a huge thing, because I'm like, that was the real test. I'm like, you know, playing the most extreme metal drumming that I've ever had done in my life, and still am doing and gonna do on stage tonight. You know, that's what fuels me, man. It's like you never let anything be you, ever. You know, you don't let, because life will hit you crazy. You know, and like it's no one's exempt from it. And you know, being able to come back, you know, got been making Sinsanum and, you know, record deals and all that stuff. You know, it's just great to be over here and be able to play, and I can't wait to get on stage tonight and slay.
Big drummer Joey Jordison had a lot to say in a new edition of Metal Hammer. Specifically, this new edition celebrates the 10th anniversary of Slipknot's album All Hope Is Gone. And apparently, Metal Hammer spoke to multiple Slipknot members, including Corey Taylor, Joey Jordison, Clown, and more, for this special magazine. It's interesting enough that Slipknot members would agree to do this feature, with Joey Jordison also being included, which indicates there has to be some relationship between the members of the band and their former drummer, which is good news in and of itself. The feature, which releases tomorrow, will detail stories of death, addiction, and the end of an era for the band, which clearly focuses on Joey Jordison's departure for the band, and of course the tragedy that the band also faced. But what is indeed the most interesting so far that we've learned about this feature is the comment that Joey Jordison made about the fact that he's still writing music that he feels could one day be used in Slipknot, and he's still very much interested in returning to the band. First off, Joey says, "I have a ton of Slipknot demos that I have at home. Maybe someday they'll surface, maybe they'll never be heard, but I don't translate them to any other band. They still stay in the Slipknot safe. I won't use them for anyone else besides Slipknot." In 2014, Corey Taylor told Metal Hammer that firing Joey after 18 years in the band was, quote, "one of the hardest decisions that the band ever made," stating further that Joey was in a place in his life which is not where we are.
Vimic is actually out of the ashes of the band called Scar the Martyr that I did for a while, and basically we parted ways with our singer and our guitar player and our keyboard player, but you know, there's still, you know, Kyle and Jed and Matt that actually filled in the last part of the Scar run. So I changed the name, and we went and you know, recorded Open Your Omen, and I did it with one of my best friends, you know, that replaced our old vocalist in Scar, Kalen Musmeshi, that I toured with when I was in Korn. And yeah, he's been an amazing, you know, asset to the band, and he's just a killer vocalist. So we finally got the right lineup. So it feels real good. Just kind of had to sit down and really get like the meat and potatoes of like what the drums really meant, because the song was the most important thing. Once, so I went to kind of like a rhythm and blues and jazz instructor, and I started studying jazz for a long time, and just like straight up like basic rock and funk.
is like how I started, and just learning rhythms. Even though I was listening to a lot of metal at the time, and I wanted to like, you know, get into like, you know, the thrash stuff, and I was already doing that on my own time, but like as far as like studying and everything, I started really basic, and without that, I don't think I'd have the chops that I have today. So it really helped me out a lot. So that'd be my advice.
Sure. Do the things that are not necessarily fun in the first place.
Yeah, they're not fun because you want to go crazy, but I mean, there's the discipline of like, you got to realize that if you don't have your chops right, the song's not ever going to be right, because it's, you know, your songs are not drum solos. It's wide open. That's the best thing about music, is like you can do anything that you want with it, but always learn your basics first. The thing is, never lose sight of like what you were saying. This is what I like to tell people, like, you know, kids starting out. You're going to progress, always practice, but the thing is I encourage kids to do is listen to an entire like catalog of different music. Even if you don't like it a lot, you know, stick with what you want to play, but never be scared to venture out and try to, you know, just learn or adapt to different styles of music, because it's going to really help out like where you end up like in your career. If there's something that like is challenging for me, I like to like attack it and like try and get out and like see if I can, you know, make, you know, some sort of sense out of it. It always seems to help, no matter like if I master it or not, doesn't matter. It's always if like, what did I learn, you know, this time, and like, you know, where am I at? And so that's what I like to like tell kids and everything about, like, you know, when you're listening to music, like never be scared to go out of your comfort zone. The thing is, you don't know. You never know. With me, like I would never lose my sight of music. Like music is actually, you know, really what really got me through a lot of it, because I'm like, there's no way this thing is going to beat me. There's no way that I'm not going to be back out on tour. There's no way I'm not going to play drums. It's not going to happen. You know, and I'd ask the doctors and stuff like that. I'd be like, you know, I'm going to be able to walk again, and, you know, and play drums. And like, honestly, the doctors would look at me and they wouldn't be able to tell me. And from that moment, I knew that I was going to beat it, and I was not going to let anything like stop me.
Yeah, at the same, there was a doctor who was saying like, your hand, you won't be able to change your career. That was what he was saying. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I'd tell him to fuck off, man. That's not cool to say to someone. Not whatsoever.
How did you do it? Have you tips for me?
Yeah.
How to stay in focus, or how to?
It's a difficult question, because I can't tell you how to feel. The way I did it is took myself back to before everything happened, like in my life and my career. Like, why did I play music in the first place? And it's because like it gave me a place to belong, even though, you know, I had, you know, a bunch of killer friends, you know, when I was growing up, but I was very much kind of a loner, because I was sticking to music constantly. And I just knew that no matter what, you know, I was going to do, that I could not live the rest of my life without still playing drums, still forming music. And when you have the music flowing through you like that, and you have great support of like, you know, your family and your trainers and like your lady, you know, and everybody that's, you know, behind you, especially your band members, you know, there's nothing that you can't accomplish. And, you know, I got back stronger than I ever have been, man. I've been playing better now than I have in years, because all I do is practice, because I don't take it for granted anymore. I don't take it for granted at all anymore, man. Like, I'll be up at 4 o'clock still playing, 4 o'clock in the morning still playing, and getting yelled at from my lady upstairs, like telling me shut up and everything. I'm like, and I don't even know what time it is, because I've been playing for like 6 hours straight. But I enjoy now in my life playing more than I ever have, because it's like, it just feels, you know, different than it did before, because like sometimes, you know, you're in a groove, like to where it does become a routine, even though you love it.
Take it for granted, of course.
Yeah, you do take it for granted a little bit. And then I think it was the best thing that honestly ever happened to me. It really was. As much as it sucked and how hard it was, you know, I got myself back. So like, you know, I'm really, really thankful for all the trainers and the doctors and everything, and my lady, and just, you know, my inner strength, and I got back, man.
So sometimes these obstacles can be a blessing.
Oh, they are. They absolutely are, man. It might not seem like it at the time, but as they say, you know, sometimes life takes you down troubled paths, not to hurt you, but to cleanse you and put you down the right path, you know? So I think that's really what it was. Well, the thing is, a lot of people, like, through life, they're going to change regardless, because that's just what life is. I mean, it's always going to throw you different curveballs and stuff like that. And people, I mean, no one's going to always be, like, on the exact same page. You can be on the same page and make it work, because there's always got to be compromises in bands. But you can't control anyone's life, man. They're going to do what they're going to want to do. But the thing is, I mean, there's tons of musicians in the world, and you know, the more people you can play with, I would totally suggest that, because they're always going to learn something from someone else that's going to help you out. You know, I'm still learning from people. You know, like it's still helping me out immensely. You know, I'm like crossed over into my 40s now, and I'm still learning tons of stuff that I didn't even know. You know, like if you start thinking that you know everything, realize that you don't know everything. So, you know, the more experiences you can get, you know, that would be my best advice, is play with as many people as possible. Always try to learn as much music as possible, even if you don't like it. And even if you don't take lessons, if you're self-taught. I'm self-taught, actually, and then I started taking lessons again. And just to get someone else's perspective, and it helped me out like crazy, man. I could not believe it, you know. It just went to show me, like, man, I don't know as much as I thought I did, man. You know, and it's tremendously, you know, helped me out a lot, and I've learned a ton of stuff. So I love learning from people.
Joey Jordison has passed away at the age of 46. A rep for his family confirmed the sad news to multiple outlets. The drummer passed away, quote, peacefully in his sleep on Monday, but his family did not specify his cause of death. Joey's death has left us with empty hearts and feelings of indescribable sorrow. To those that knew Joey, understood his quick wit, his gentle personality, giant heart, and his love for all things family and music. The family of Joey have asked that friends, fans, and media understandably respect our need for privacy and peace at this incredibly difficult time, the family said in a statement. Slipknot seemingly paid tribute to the late musician by sharing a black captionless square on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Jordison was known as one of the founding members of the rock band. He performed with the group until 2013. It was revealed later that he suffered from a rare neurological condition that led to his departure. He spoke out at the Metal Hammer Golden Gods Awards in 2016 about his illness, saying, "Toward the end of my career in Slipknot, I got really sick with a horrible disease called transverse myelitis. I lost my legs, I couldn't play anymore. It was a form of multiple sclerosis, which I don't wish on my worst enemy."
Joey Jordison's bandmates from death metal act Sinsanum have paid tribute to the late drummer, adding, "We did everything in our power to help and couldn't get through to him." Jordison's cause of death has not been publicly revealed, though Sinsanum hint his demons may have contributed. The drummer also publicly battled transverse myelitis for several years, an inflammatory condition that affects the spinal cord. Sinsanum posted the following statement on August 5th. "We are deeply saddened by the loss of our friend and brother Joey Jordison. He was, of course, one of the most influential drummers in the genre, completely rewriting the game of metal drumming, and it was truly an honor to share even just a small part of that with him. His public image had a serious tone with an evil exterior, yet he had the biggest heart, and we were lucky to be able to see the softer side of him. Joey also had his demons, and nothing hurts more than knowing that we did everything in our power to help and couldn't get through to him. This next record will be dedicated to the memory of him, and that's what Joey would have wanted." Jordison died peacefully in his sleep on July 26, 2021. A statement from the former Slipknot drummer's family reads,
"This is a hard one. When Joey passed, how did that feel? Because I know the way it hit me, and I know the way it might have hit a lot of people, but how did that hit you? And what did that speak to you on that kind of level?"
That's a tough one. It hit me hard, even though I hadn't seen him or talked to him in a very long time. And I won't get into certain things, but I will say that it hit us all really hard. I mean, the first person that I called was Clown to make sure he was okay. Because those guys, I can remember going down and seeing them both at the gas station that Joey worked at, like way back in the day, and he would work the overnights. And when I wasn't working at the porn shop, I would go down, and they were always scheming. They were always sitting together scheming. It's like, "Taylor, we got this fucking idea, all right? We're gonna set your face on fire." And I was like, no, you're really not gonna do that. And okay, it's just how are you going to set my face on fire? And it was never a good idea. All that history and all the memories came back, man, you know? And his health was obviously part of that, you know? And it was sad, you know, because this man who was probably one of the most gifted people I'd ever seen in my life, it was far, far too soon. And it broke my heart, you know, regardless of what had gone down between us, it broke my heart. And yeah, it was a hard, it's still hard to think about, you know? It's still, I think about it now and it's like, it doesn't seem real. So it hit us just as hard. And you know, it's one of the reasons why we pay homage to him and Paul at the end of the show and make sure that people realize that even though he was gone, he was still part of the family, and he always will be.
And you live through it, or you mourn the ones who don't. When we lost Paul, it was a wake-up call in a lot of different ways, and we've gotten through it together.
We say to ourselves all the time, you can't write this. If I go back on all my tragedies and all my pluses, it's really, you can't write any of it.
I wouldn't say that these things have informed pain in the writing. It's informed catharsis. It's helped us move on. Obviously, coming from the Midwest, we were raised by a generation that stuffed feelings down and we didn't deal with things. As time's gone on, we've realized that's a great way to, you know, to kind of lose your mind. I think my focus came as my children were being born, you know? It became important for me to really get it together. Once I had that focus, that anchor to my life, that was all that mattered, you know?
The hardships the band have been through have made us stronger. Relationships sacrificed and, you know, band members passing away, and pushes you to make sure that it was worth it, to make sure that you keep moving forward, to make sure that you're doing it.
The pain never goes away. It just becomes manageable, you know? We've had to kind of really find ways to stay sane in a mad world, you know? Writing has definitely helped. Making music has helped. But the gratifying thing is seeing that it helps other people, you know? Because we're all going through it. We all lose, we all hurt, and we all try to maintain. All we can do is try to find ways to get through it. By making this music, it helps us move on. And hopefully by listening to this music, it helps other people move on.
We lost Paul quite a few years ago, and if he were here today, he would be like, yes, we're doing it still. You know what I mean? He'd be stoked. That's also a motivating force, you know?
What's kept Slipknot going over the years, despite all the tragedy, I think is their love for each other and their love for the fans. The untimely, unfortunate passing of Paul Gray, who was the life pulse of that band. Paul Gray was the center. He was the guy that kept everyone together. He was just that warm soul that you wanted to be around and be close to. So whether it was Paul Gray passing away, whether it was Joey Jordison not being in the band, different tragedies that have happened, the sum of Slipknot's always been more important. That brotherhood between them and that connection with the fans is unusual.
What do your fans mean to you?
I think a Slipknot fan goes beyond, I think, what a normal metal fan or a rock fan is. It's more of a lifestyle, it's more of a force, and without our fans, the force and the actual powerness of Slipknot doesn't exist. As you'll see tonight and all through our career, we've experienced some very crazy, intense individuals, and very smart. These kids are very smart. They're not, you know, I mean, they might be rebellious, but they're rebellious for a reason. But these, you know, I think that, you know, these kids are actually, you know, more educated than people give them credit for, have a lot more to say than people give them credit for. And I've learned a lot from our fans instead of just like signing autographs or saying, hey, thanks, come to the show. I actually listen to these kids outside the bus, and I've learned a lot from them.